What is good, YouTube, and welcome back to a brand new video. We're once again here with another new look rebuild, and today we have ourselves the Houston Texans. So let's go ahead and jump in and do a new look Houston Texans rebuild in Madden 25. Before we get into today's video, make sure you guys drop a like on this one and subscribe if you're new to this channel. As always, greatly appreciated. We currently find ourselves on the road to 10,000 subs, so if you want to go ahead and hit that sub button to help us reach that goal, that would be amazing. So let's go take a look at this new Texans lineup. So quite a few interesting moves this offseason from Houston, of course. They traded away Laramie Tunsil to the Commanders, picked up some extra draft capital. Then you have Nico Collins. Obviously, Tank Dell is probably not going to play if we had to guess, but I mean, maybe he returns. They pick up Christian Kirk. They drafted Jaden Higgins, and then you have Jalen Knoll as well. But we're going to assume Tank Dell doesn't play this next season at all, so we'll have him on the bench. You have Joe Mixon, Damian Pierce, which I think Joe Mixon's dev trait should be up, but this roster isn't perfect. But I feel like Mixon should at least have superstar dev. But I think in yesterday's video, or you guys haven't seen it yet, but in the video I did yesterday, Josh Jacobs' dev trade didn't seem right either. But whatever, we'll just leave it. So Jalen Petrie, you got CJ Gardner-Johnson, which was a trade they did this offseason as well with the Eagles. Mari Lassiter, they drafted Jalen Smith. And of course, they also drafted Essery as well. So they have built up the O-line even further. But yeah, we're going to go ahead and simulate year number one. We're not even going to change the playbooks or the schemes or anything. I just kind of want to see how this team does without touching anything, and we'll evaluate from there. But let's see if this team can make the playoffs in year one. Obviously, this team has made the playoffs the last 2 years. Let's go see if we can't make it here again. So at the end of year one, unfortunately, Madden doesn't have the Texans being very good. 6-11. So the first time in CJ Stroud's career, he does not make the playoffs, which is obviously quite disappointing. So we'll have to mess with the playbooks and the schemes, and you guys get the whole 9 yards at this point. Madden simulation is very based on playbooks. Kind of annoying. It's kind of annoying. I want to say quite, but I also said kind at the same time, so it came out weird. But yeah, it's quite annoying is what I meant to say. But we had 7 interceptions from Stingley. Now, the one thing I will say is the Texans have a lot of draft capital this upcoming offseason, so that's going to be fun to work with that. Offensively, 12th in the NFL, and defensively, 26th. So 23-11 from CJ Stroud. We got 17 touchdowns and 1,300 yards for Mixon. Hopefully, he does go up to a dev trait because he really needs to anyway. Christian Kirk led the way with 900, and I guess Tank Dell still played. So I probably should have messed with slot wide receiver, but whatever. I mean, the season sucked anyway, so whatever. Sacks-wise, you had 8 from Danielle Hunter, 4 from Will Anderson, 1.5 from EJ Speed, and half a sack from Sheldon Rankins. Stingley was 7, 5 from Ronald Darby, and then 3 from CJ Gardner-Johnson. So not too shabby. Let's go ahead and get to the re-signing stage, and we'll figure out what we need to add to this team. I would like to free up this wide receiver room a little bit more. That way Jaden Higgins and Jalen Knoll could get involved, or at least one of them. So we have Derek Stingley, which fifth-year option, of course, we'll accept. Cam Robinson, we do have a left tackle sitting behind him, so I do think we'll let him walk. EJ Speed, we may bring back Trent Brown. We'll see. We might try to get younger at that position. Like I said, with all the draft capital that we have, I do think O-line could be probably a heavy investment for us this coming offseason for us. So I am going to go ahead and offer EJ Speed a contract, see if we can bring him in. He says no, or bring him back anyway. And then also, I want to cut Christian Kirk, honestly. I know they brought him in, but I would like to see Jaden Higgins get involved. So I don't know if there's an easy cut button for... Yeah, look at that. We could save $60 million on top of that. So yeah, definitely going to go ahead and cut Christian Kirk here to save that money. Because I want Jaden Higgins to be involved. Tank Dell will be coming off his injury, even though he just technically played for us, even though he wasn't supposed to. But we'll have kind of our wide receiver room kind of looking good. So we have, I think, an extra second and an extra third and an extra fourth in this draft, which is awesome. So $9.5 million in cap space. Let's take a look at this lineup to see if any dev traits have gone up. So Mixon does go up to superstar, which, like I said, I think that probably should have been like that anyway. So we need a whole revamp on this O-line for sure, which is, you know, something the Texans probably plan on doing anyway. And then your weapons on offense look good, so I won't worry about that too much. Defensively, we could improve on this side of the ball. Obviously, you like your pass rush, which Will Anderson being a star dev doesn't seem right either, but maybe that is. Our secondary is good enough, but if we can bring another corner, that'd be great. So it's mainly the front 7. Azeez Al-Shir's solid. You have Henry, you have Chris Harris. So there is some guys here, but your secondary is good. So other than maybe a corner. But let's go ahead and jump into free agency and see if there's anything of interest for us to go sign. We're making 4 offers in free agency. We're going for CJ Mosley, Chidobe Awuzie, Jedrick Willis, and Levi. So obviously Willis, I think I'm going to move inside the left guard, but we're just trying to get some bodies here while we'll still be drafting some of these positions on top of that. So I'd like to get all 4 of these guys to sign, and we do get all 4 to sign, which is great. Got to move some things around here, but you'll kind of get the vision once I have it all set up, and then I'll see you guys with the lineup before in the draft. So let me set this up that we can get into the draft. So let's go ahead and take a look at the lineup going into this draft, and I'll kind of show you what we plan on doing. So I think it's mainly going to be a build in the trenches type of draft. So I think I want to at least walk away with at least 2 offensive linemen from this draft, which is going to be the game plan there. And defensively, I'd almost say the same thing for maybe D-line as well. So it's going to be heavy, like I said, building the trenches type of draft for us. Secondary is looking fine with, obviously, Awuzie now added. You still have Jalen Smith as well. Still have Kalen Bullock behind Petrie and CJ Gardner-Johnson. Bring in Mosley, and then you have Henry and Aziz Al-Share next to him. So yeah, things are looking good. But we're going to jump in this draft, and we are going to prioritize building in the trenches, especially to protect our boy CJ Stroud. And with us 6 and 11, we should have a good pick, so that should be helpful too. So it's number 9. It's not the greatest pick in the world, but we can work with it. So if like Francis falls to us, which no, he goes to the Browns. I'm about to say if he would have fallen, we would have taken him. Caleb Downs goes to the Falcons. So let's see what we got. We got Spencer Fano out of Utah. Probably going to be where we go here first. So let's start with that. So let's again protect CJ Stroud, get himself a better O-line. So Spencer Fano is going to be our first round pick. Number 7 true value, drafted number 9. To me, that was a no-brainer. We definitely needed a franchise right tackle. So we may have taken or found that with Spencer, which is fantastic. And then for pick 41, let's go see what we got going on here. So 41, we have another, well, we have DJ Hicks or Corleone. I do think we probably take DJ Hicks here. Let's get ourselves another D tackle. We added Levi, but we definitely need a D tackle number 2. So we'll grab him. And again, we'll have that Commander's pick as well, or maybe this was our pick. Well, yeah, it was our pick. And then our next pick is down at 58. So why are the Commanders doing so good in the simulation, but when I used them earlier for a rebuild, they like did horrible every time? I don't get it. But this is a late second, nonetheless, after my complaining. Okay, so I think I'm going to take Zach Rice out of North Carolina. So let's get ourselves another guard, A, impact blocking, B, run block. But this guy's going to be a starter out of the gate as well. So we've gotten our 2 O linemen so far and a D tackle. So that's looking good. And now we can take advantage here in round 3. So in round 3, the Texans, I believe, have 2 round 3 picks. But I may have read it wrong, but I'm pretty sure they do from, I think it's from the Jackson Dart trade, if I'm not mistaken. But again, I could have read it wrong. Feel free to correct me if I did. But I guess there's nothing we can really do about it right now because I'm going to be drafting 2 third rounders. Okay, so is there a center worth taking? Maybe. We have Parker Brailsford out of Alabama. I'm thinking about just going all in on the O-line, just addressing everything. So I have a very young O-line, but has the improvement or has the ability to have high upside. So we have a hidden dev O-line across the board now, which is great. And now we can go to this another round 3. We'll make this last pick, and we'll let the assistant GM take care of the rest. All right, so last pick here. We have Eugene Wilson, York, Samuel, Dane Key, Bear Alexander. You know what? We're going to go ahead, again, just keep building in this trenches. D tackle, Bear Alexander. Everything was literally in the trenches. 83 in true value, hidden dev. But I'm very happy with this draft. I think this addressed all of our issues that we kind of needed in those trenches. And now we can go look at the lineup going into year 2. Building in the trenches is the most important thing of football, other than obviously getting a quarterback too. But I can't wait to see what this lineup is looking like going into year number 2. Let's go ahead and take a look at this lineup going into year number 2. Can't wait to kind of see how this O-line is looking and just in general this defensive line as well. So Spencer is starting right away, but I am going to throw Rice in, and I'm going to throw Parker Brailsford in right away, and then Esri is going to start immediately as well. So I just want this young O-line to protect CJ Stroud this year. So I also, it's not even letting me generate. Okay, I don't know why. There it goes. Now it's doing it. So now you have Hicks, Alexander, Levi, and we do need to change the defensive scheme, I believe, as well. So West Coast zone run. We're going to leave this. Let's go West Coast spread. And then we got base 4-3 looking good. I'm going to leave Houston's playbook the same on defense. But I think for the offense, I'm going to switch this to Green Bay's. I know I use theirs quite a bit, but I just recorded a Green Bay video that you guys won't see for a while, but Josh Jacobs led the league in rushing yards every single time. So my hope is that basically Joe Mixon can do something similar with how good he's been for the Texans. So let's simulate this season. This is your new O-line, your new weapons, and I can't wait to see. And then slot wide receiver is still Tank Dell, so that means Higgins will be playing that second spot, which he is just as tall as Nico. So you got some big wide receivers to throw to if you're CJ Stroud. But I can't wait to see if this team does much better. New playbooks other than obviously defense. But I'll see you guys at the end of year 2, where I fully anticipate being back in the playoffs. So just like that, after the draft and the playbook changes, look how much better we were. We went 13-4, almost got the first seed, but the Ravens took it at 14-3. So let's take a look at the stats. So unfortunately, we did not get Joe Mixon in the top 3 of rushing yards, but hopefully he's at least like 4th maybe. So offensively, it was 10th in the NFL, which is good, which is what we want to see. And then defensively, we were 29th. Damn, I'm a little disappointed by that. So maybe defensive playbook could be, or defensive playbook change could be in order as well. 12 and 1100 for Mixon. Nico Collins, Tank Dell, Jane Higgins, all really good, especially Tank Dell with 16 touchdowns. Sacks wise, you had 6.5 from Danielle Hunter, 5.5 from Will Anderson, 5 from Tim Settle, 3 from DJ Hicks, 1.5 from Azeez Al-Shaair, and 1.5 from Henry, and then 5, and then 5, 4, and 4. So low key, even though D'Amico Ryans is a defensive minded coach, kind of disappointed by our results on as far as like how good our defense was. Now, it might change in the playoffs, but I might change our defensive scheme immediately, which is kind of funny to do, but I'm going to do it anyway. So, again, my favorite 4-3 defense to run that always seems to do fairly well is Buffalo's. I really hope in the future that Madden fixes this. I'm sure they're not going to, so I don't even know where we're talking about it, but it is so annoying that playbook is like such the reason things go well or go bad usually. It's really annoying, but regardless, we're playing the Bengals around 1, so let's see if CJ Stroud can take out the Bengals as they come to Houston to play us. So CJ Stroud versus Joe Burrow, wild card weekend in H-Town. Let's see what we got for them. So we will start off with a 3-0 lead. We get a stop on defense, and now they're gonna, oh, they tie it. I thought they were gonna score a touchdown there. They do this time. Our offense gets another field goal on the board. 13-6, so we can still tie it. Still have the ball. Can we tie it now? Yes, 13-13, but they're going to get, oh, okay, 16-13, 29 seconds left in the game. So usually I don't trust the assistant or the AI here to get us anything going here. Now, more than likely we lost this game, but I'm going to attempt to get us in field goal range if I can. If I take a sack, they are going to bring pressure, and I'm going to barely get rid of that football, man. I got so lucky. But I was kind of waiting for Nico to break out, but yeah, they brought some pressure there, so that was not going to be something I could wait on very long. All right, so 26 seconds left. Still plenty of time to get a play downfield and go spike it, I believe. That's the hope if we can get out of here with our lives. Oh, my gosh. Wow, they left Jake. Nope, this is going to be... I should have saw it earlier. He was left open, man. I just didn't see it in time. All right, so I was looking at the other... I was reading the other ones. That sucks. Okay. I probably just have to throw a prayer up to Nico one-on-one and I hope he comes down with it. And I can't... 4th and 10. We're in trouble right now. I have to wait for things to develop downfield, and it's not happening right now. All right. Well, this is going to be our best effort at this, even though I shouldn't be playing action right now at all. But I'm going to hope... No, they're not going to. It's not even there. Nothing is there right now. I don't even know the buttons. Yeah, we're done for. We lost this game. Yeah, unfortunately, we lost in wildcard weekend to the Bengals. So, yeah, I didn't really stand a chance. They played great defense on that. I was trying to hoping to get somebody open on that right side, but they clamped that extremely well, unfortunately. So, can we show the sack? Yeah, let's show the sack. So, let's look at this. Again, yeah, literally look. I mean, it's just all nothing open. Because even if I throw that, I don't need to explain it. I think we all know that that was not open, or at least that's what I think anyway. But let's go ahead and get to the offseason. Let's continue to build this roster. So it looks like the Lions have won the Super Bowl over the Baltimore Ravens. So shout out to Detroit getting, I believe, their first Super Bowl. So now we got $93 million still to work with, which is great. So we have CJ Stroud 5th-year option and Will Anderson 5th-year option. So we'll obviously accept both of those, no brainer. Danielle Hunter, definitely want to keep him around opposite of Will Anderson to keep this defense good as far as pass rush is concerned. Petrie, and then yeah, I want to keep Petrie as well. Let's keep our defense as good as possible because we're definitely going to be going for a Super Bowl in this 3rd season. So we're going to let the rest of these guys walk. $55 million is still quite a bit to work with. So hopefully there's some good players we can sign in free agency. But we'll see if there's any more money freed up with like maybe Mosley retiring. I don't know if he would. But $56 million in cash space to work with. So let's see what we can do here. So our offensive line obviously is a whole new young O-line, but it looks fairly decent. So we'll take it. So I don't think we're going to be touching anything on the offense side of the football. Stroud's up to a 96 overall, which is great. Even Azeez Al-Shaair is now a superstar dev, which is awesome. Levi, Bear Alexander. So this is looking good. So we technically have a starter at every spot, but if there's an impactful free agent to sign with the amount of money we have, we got to do it. So let's see if there's anybody of interest for us. So for instance, Micah Parsons, even though we don't need a pass rusher like Micah Parsons right now, we may not be able to pass on that, right? You do have Adofaway, or Adofaway, or however you say his damn name. Okay. We don't need... I mean, Micah Parsons has no interest in coming here. That's the only unfortunate part. I mean, I'd be all in on him. He doesn't have to move very far, right? He'll stay in Texas. I'm going to give him a contract, even though I don't think he accepts it. Let's just give him as much money as possible. So we are his third offer. The Patriots are maybe going to win him over, but let's just go all in on Micah Parsons. I mean, he's a 99 overall superstar X Factor. Let's just give him the whole 9 yards. This is a lot of money to be giving somebody, but dude, I'm trying to go for a Super Bowl. Okay, so that still doesn't even get us anywhere near the top. So just forget the Micah Parsons dream there. So I don't think I want to sign Adofaway, unfortunately. AJ Cole, Taylor Mode. I mean, there is some good players here, but I'm not really sure I like any of them as options. So might just have to continue to draft. Would have loved Micah Parsons, but unfortunately not going to sign with us. Bernard's technically signed on an extension with the Bills, so I try to stay away from guys like that. At this point, Micah Parsons has not got his extension in real life. So as much as there is some good free agents here, we could sign Joe Tooney, I guess, and get ourselves a better O-line. Might as well. We got the money to spend, and we can upgrade from Jedrick Willis, who can just come off the bench. So if Joe Tooney picks us, we'll take it. He does. Okay. So we'll spend on that. That's fine. Now we'll jump into the draft, and we'll continue to build the team through the draft. I feel like we did very well last year, so let's continue that path. And we'll have the Bills' defensive playbook all season as well, so that should be helpful. But we'll see what happens going into this next season. We're jumping to the draft on an 87 overall across the board. So we'll be picking at number 24. We're not looking for anything in particular. We're just trying to draft as, you know, BPA basically. Sometimes look for position, but at this point we can go best player available other than quarterback. We're not taking a quarterback. So we have Quay Rusaw out of Alabama. Do like this pick actually a lot. A pursuit, A zone. Let's get ourselves another linebacker, especially with Mosley potentially retiring next year. 51 in true value, 84 speed, depth linebacker, and maybe a starter in the future. I don't hate it. So now we'll go to round number 2. Picking at 56. Let's see what we got going on here. So at 56, we have TJ Moore, Sam Levitt, Jamarius Brown, that's a guard, Vic Burley, Peterson, Boo Carter, and Caleb Harris. I do think I'm going to take a Marion Peterson here for some depth behind Joe Mixon. I don't know how long Joe Mixon has on this team. We'll take Peterson, number 97 true value, hidden dev, 90 speed running back behind Mr. Mixon. So I'll take that, and I think I'm going to let my assistant GM take care of the rest. So I will see you guys with a lineup going into year number 3, and hopefully we can go like a 13-4 again, but this time actually go far in the postseason. So an 88 overall across the board as we open up on Sunday Night Football against the Buffalo Bills. Should be a pretty tough schedule ahead of us, so let's see what we got going on here. So we got Stroud, Peterson. We also have Wisner as well, so they drafted us 2 running backs. Interesting. But Tank Dell, Nico, Jaden Higgins, Schultz. O-line's looking good. Joe Tooney was the big upgrade. They have Willis starting over Rice now, which is fine if they want to do that. Defensively, we added another linebacker, so we have LaFou as well and Rusaw, so that's looking good. So yeah, this team is set up very well going forward. So hoping to see us be in the playoffs again. If we're not, I'd be very disappointed. I will see you guys at the end of year number 3, and hopefully we're able to go on a deep playoff run if we get there. So at the end of the season, we finished with the exact same record as last year. Still doesn't get us the bye, unfortunately, which does suck. But Joe Mixon was top 3 in rushing yards, which is what we wanted when we moved to the Packers playbook. So the Ravens, literally with the same exact record as last year, took the first seed from us. Man, I would love to have had the bye, but not going to get it. So offensively, 9th in the NFL. So we continue to be a good offense. We better defensively this year. We were better. Top 15 we'll take. 43 and 13. 10 and 1,200 from Mixon. Yeah, 1,300 from Tank Dell, who continues to be excellent. Probably will see him go up a dev trade if I had to guess after that season. Nico with 9 touchdowns. And then double-digit sacks from our pass rushers. So that's good. 11.5 from Neil Hunter. 13.5 from Will Anderson. Interceptions, 3, 2, 2, and 1. All right. Let's jump in and play. Who was it in round 1? It is going to be the Patriots. So Drake May in his first playoff game, I presume. Maybe they made it last year. I don't know. But let's see if we can't take him out. And Stephon Diggs also gets to play his former team. So Stephon Diggs Drake May first to Caesar Stroud is what I should be saying. So we have the home field advantage again. It didn't matter last year, but we get a big interception from Azeez Al-Share, and we'll go up 3-0. We really need our offense to do a little bit more. So we're up 10 now, which is great. It's looking good so far, but they do get back in it. It's only a 3-point game now. Man, I would love not to fold against the Patriots here. So we'll go down and score. They'll go up 17-13 with 15 seconds left remaining. You got to be kidding me, man. Why can we not score in the postseason? Stroud has been just horrible when we've gotten to this point. All right, we got to pray for a miracle here. So let's see if I can't make a miracle happen. So we're going to try to Nico one-on-one. First and foremost is going to be... Oh, my... Okay. Carlton Davis just got absolutely bullied right there. Shout out to Nico Collins for that. And we are going to escape out of here barely. I was like, you know what? Nico's down there somewhere. And somehow that worked out. Carlton Davis with the worst play I've ever seen. Wow. I cannot believe I actually got that animation. That was insane. 70 yards. Just throw it up. And, I mean, he was there and cut. It just was placed perfectly. And he didn't even put his hand up. And then he made a horrible effort at the tackle. We're moving on. That's all that matters. That's all that matters. We got to acknowledge that we just barely escaped the Patriots, but we get to play another team from that same division, this time the Dolphins. Our offense has to be much better. Stroud, I need you to get going faster. We can't just score 17 and call it good or whatever it may be. So we're up 7-3. That looks much better. Can we keep it up? And we get another field goal. Okay, so it's 10-3 now. Get the ball at half. We'll go down and score. There we go. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I want to see out of our offense. Now it's 11-17. 11-20, and we get a big, I think, a 4th down stop, and we're going to beat the Dolphins as well. So that's 2 AFC East opponents eliminated, and now we can head to the AFC Championship game, which I assume we'll be seeing the Baltimore Ravens, which Stroud has been eliminated twice by them. So let's see if we can't get Stroud a 3rd time as a charm type of revenge against the Ravens. I'll see you guys in the AFC Championship. It actually gets even better. It is not the Baltimore Ravens. It's actually the Cleveland Browns. So I assume that's maybe Shador starting? No, I think they drafted a different quarterback. I don't know. That didn't look like Shador Sanders. I mean, it's not that Shador Sanders has his face scanned in Madden or anything, but I don't know. We'll see. But we have home field advantage for the AFC Championship. They go down and score 3-0. We will go down and score a field goal as well. We score a touchdown this time. Yes, we can. It's 10-3. So avoiding the Ravens is honestly a blessing, but we can't discount the Browns either because they could take it away from us, but we're up 17-3 in the 4th. That could be all she wrote. Who is starting at quarterback for the Browns? We got to figure that out, but we're going to beat them 17-3. The Browns stood no chance, and we're on to the Super Bowl. It is Lenore Sellers, so they did draft another quarterback on top of all the quarterbacks they already had. All right, Browns new look rebuild has to come soon as well. We take down the Browns. We didn't have to deal with the Ravens, and now we get to head to the Super Bowl. It is now time for Super Bowl Sunday against the 49ers, who actually went 15-2. We definitely have our work cut out for us here. We start off with the ball, and I thought we were going to go down and score, but get a big interception from Derek Stingley, and we will go up 7-0. Defense gets another stop, and we will go up 13-0. Missed the extra point for some reason. And we'll score again. This time only a field goal. It's 16-7 in the 4th quarter. We get another stop on defense. Can we keep the ball this time? It's 19-7, and just like that, we have brought the Super Bowl to Houston. Let's freaking go. 19-7. I really love how this rebuild went. We absolutely attacked the trenches in that first draft, and it paid off big time. And our offense, defense got much better. And that is exactly what I'm talking about. 6-11 first season was absolutely a fluke. Should have never happened. At the end of the day, a Super Bowl is brought to Houston, which is awesome. So thank you all for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. I will see y'all in the next one. This is Crushables. I'm saying peace. Thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure you click here to watch another video that I know you'll love.